What's up, guys? We are back watching Virginia and Auburn. This is the third video of this series, and I got a lot of good stuff for you. So that whole page is different scenarios and plays and actions for you to learn. So got a lot of stuff. We're gonna try to pack it into like a 10-minute video. So we will speed through some of this stuff, but there's a lot of good stuff on this particular video. If you've been watching along, we'll pick up where we left off, where the point guard is gonna give up, but he's gonna attack middle. So the guard guarding him allowed him to go middle, which is always a no-no. Every team I've ever coached or played for, the goal was to keep him out of the middle. So you don't give up middle. You can force him towards the baseline, towards the corner, but you never give up the middle. So he crossed him over, gave up middle, and dropped it off to his big guy. And the big guy did what big guys do. Put it down, big guy. And that's a good finish, guys. That should be the goal. Those of you guys that play inside should be looking to finish like that. So I've seen some of this stuff already. So I'm just going to pull out the stuff that I really want you guys to notice. So this was a big deal. When I saw this, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it. If I'm the coach, I'm very frustrated. So simplest thing here is you see the court balance. So the guard has the ball on the right side of the floor. So he's here. He's got a guy that's already over there. You got a guy here, and there's a guy back there. That means there's nobody on the right side. You always have to have court balance. You always have to have court balance. So in this situation, as you see, he's trying to attack. He's taking on 4 Virginia players. And that just makes no sense. If you're in a desperate situation where you need to take on 4 players, then you're probably going to lose anyway. So he's got to do a better job of making a better decision. The team's got to do a better job of balancing the court. If you are in this situation, so obviously we get the rebound. Ideally, you want somebody to break that way, somebody to break that way, and then you got a rim runner, and then you got somebody trailing. So that's what a fast break should look like. However, sometimes that doesn't happen. If that doesn't happen, then the guard that is right here should be telling the guard that's already up the court to go through. So you'll see as we get to here, this guard number 3, you should be sending him through as you fill this corner. So that way you still have spacing and we have the floor balance. Just so you guys know, if you do get to a situation where you look ahead and you see that there's a guard up there already, you would never cut through here and try to get to the other side of the court, because you take away this point guard's driving lane and you probably put a defender in front of him as well. So you always stay wide, and if anything, you're going to push the guy in front of you through, but you never cut through the middle of the court, because now this point guard, who's really quick, definitely doesn't have a driving lane. So moving on. Terrible decision. Terrible decision. If I'm the coach, look at the coach. You see the coach? Yeah. That's how he should look. He clapped, but he clapped because he was mad. That was a mad clap. Very upset. This here is interesting. I think that he may have got away with an offensive foul. However, there's something to be learned here. So he did all that, and the referee, who was standing right here, did not say anything about this. And so personally, I think he offensive fouled him. But with that said, there's a lot of, there's different referees that allow different stuff to go on. Either way, I think he extended a little bit too much, but you can use your off arm. Too many players, I see a lot of younger players that don't have a clue about what they can do with their off arm. If they can push off a little bit, they'll reach on defense, but on offense, they keep their little arm tucked in their pocket. But they got to use that off arm to keep the defender away from them. But just be careful not to extend it too much. Like, I think, like right there, you could have got called for a foul or not. I've seen a lot of coaches I've seen a lot of referees let that slide. But, you can't make if I'm the other coach, I'm yelling about that, and probably the next play, if he does it again, we'll have a call. So All right, so take a look at this. So the guard that just had a bonehead play. Let's go back right there. So the guard that had a bonehead play had that charge. He's here staring at the ball. It only takes a second, especially when you got a shooter. It only takes a second. So he gets a head start on taking off this way, and so he's half a step late. And that's all it takes. They reverse the ball up top, and I want you to see the read here. So the big guy catches the ball. The guard is coming off this screen this way because of the fact that he sees that his man is trailing him. Had he went along the inside track over here, then he would have flared out towards the outside. Obviously not him, but the guard right here would have got there and popped out if he had cheated on the inside. But he didn't. And so since he didn't, we got a curl, and on this curl, it's picture perfect. Right, left, shot, perfect balance. I'm telling you, he probably made that shot 10,000 times at practice. Right, left, nice and balanced. Can't let him have shots like that. Too comfortable. That's his comfort zone. You got to get up on him, make him put it on the floor, make him do something that he doesn't like to do as much. He actually puts it on the floor solid as well. All right, bucket. All right, so why is he open? So there's no surprises. This is the Final Four, so there's not a surprise. They know he can shoot. But the reason he's open, they ran what's called a ram screen. And there's a lot of NBA teams that do this. So the way it works is this guard is going to set a screen for the big guy that's running up. So as he gets up here, he sets a screen. And because he sets a screen on him, when the big guy goes to set his ball screen, he's going to come around here and set his ball screen. That means this guy cannot hedge. So he will not be there to hedge when he comes off the ball screen. So screen's been set. Bam. There's no hedge because he got stuck behind that screen. Freed your guy up. And so that's called a ram screen. It's becoming more and more common in the NBA. I guess I did some research on it, and in Europe, it's been huge for years. And so there's been NBA teams that have been doing it more and more. Like I know the Spurs do it. When I play NBA 2K, that's the play I run. Don't copy me. So I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit here. Not that this stuff's not important. It's just I didn't see anything in here that you need to know. All right, so right here, this is a really simple play. I don't think enough guards make this play. But, you know, you got a teammate open, just make that pass. But one thing I would have done if I was him is you want to make this guy guard too. And so even though he did get open for a decent look, I think he could have got a better look. And by just sliding all the way to the corner over here, as he starts to drive, just getting your butt to the corner, that makes him either stay home and help, or he slides over here, and that means the point guard probably would have got all the way to the basket. So he did, if you watch his feet, he did shuffle a little bit, but that's not significant. So that little, it's not significant. You could have had that shot all the way in the corner, way out here, and been wide open. There's no way that the guard here can cover that much ground to get all the way to the corner. That's probably about 10 feet. He can't cover 10 feet that fast. So, great pass, though. I like the pass. It's just I need that guard to shuffle out to the corner a little bit further. And it was close, but close is not good enough. All right, so there's nothing special here, but I do want to go over what this is. So this screen, and then this guy comes up while the guard is way over here. We call that a zipper cut. That's another thing the Spurs actually run quite a bit. So it's a zipper cut. So there's usually a big to little, but it doesn't have to be. But there's a screen, and then this guy comes up, comes off that screen just like that. It's called a zipper cut. And that's pretty much it about that. There's a lot of different plays you can run out of it, but just want you to know that action is called a zipper cut. So moving right along. There's also some other really good stuff in here. Woo. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. So I want you guys to see how this play develops. So you have this guard who, because he's running full speed off these screens, and also I like the communication. So it looks like they're still running the same thing they were running before, but that's probably like a little wrinkle they put in. So we talked about it before. The point guard comes off the ball. Anytime the point guard comes off the ball, so the point guard's here. When he comes off the ball, he's gonna come off of a flare screen over here. So he came off the ball, and then there goes your flare screen. And then typically you would end up having him run along the baseline. However, they switched it up, and the guard that started with the ball ran through, and so they kind of switched it up. But the defense was prepared for that, because as you see, this guard here decided to switch with that guy, and they communicated it right there. You can see him calling it out. So as he comes up, he gets hit with that screen. But I love a guy that understands his offense. So he comes up, he knows the ball's being reversed, and that's a great play. So he knows, and so he gets this easy layup. And look how the point guard, when he catches it, he already knows. So the point guard knows that he's got something. He's got to wait. He's got to be patient. Bam. Perfect left hand pass for a layup. Bam. Can't beat that. Can't beat that. That's good stuff. Watch how number one goes over the top of the screen. And this is how you play this. So when you're coming off a screen, the offensive player wants to come off shoulder to shoulder, which forces the defender to either switch or go under the screen, which, there's different penalties for those different things, and that's not the point. But the offensive player does not want to have to switch, and he doesn't want to get hit with a screen. And so we talked about going footsteps around screens in one of the previous videos. So we talked about going footsteps. What he does is he jams him. When he comes off the screen, he jams him up. And so watch how number one tries to skinny up. And skinny up just means you're just going to get as small as you can so you can squeeze over the top. And he's putting pressure on the offensive player so that he forces himself through there. As the guy goes over that screen. So, because he's trying to go shoulder to shoulder, but tougher guy is going to win that every time. And so it looks like number one was the tougher guy in this situation. And, they get nothing out of that. So he jammed him on the screen. So that's a new term for you. He jammed him on the screen. They didn't really get anything on this possession. Offensive rebound. This little guard is quick, but no call. All right, I saw this before, and this is something that we train. The old school coaches don't really like it, but this is important. So if this guard would have done what's traditional, and traditional is, so the guard right here, if he had done the traditional right left catch and then finished with a right hand layup, then he would have to take one more step, and then he probably would have got his shot blocked. So one more step would have got that shot blocked. I don't know if he was in position to really block that shot, but at least contest it a little better. And plus you had the big guy coming from behind, and you may even have missed the layup because the spacing was just bad. And so he's doing what we call a same hand, same foot layup. So a same hand, same foot layup. It's really common. Trainers typically teach it. I know I teach it, and I've seen a lot of trainers teach it, and it's uncommon. 5 years ago, you would have never even heard of it. But same leg, same foot. I think Steve Nash used to do it a little bit, but as far as training is concerned, it was really rare back then. But that's all that is. Same leg, same foot, finish with the right. It's important that players finish with contact in training. Look how he got his elbow hit. So, hit him right on the elbow. Does not matter. Even spun him around. Does not matter. He got his bucket. And the referee didn't call anything. So, for those of you that think the referee's going to bail you out of every situation, you're wrong. It's just not going to happen. The referee's not bailing you out. So, you got to make some of those layups. Alright guys, that is it for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.